YouTube, it is me, Chantel Petway, the creator of Chantel's DB, and the purpose of my channel, if you haven't already met me virtually, is to encourage you that your story does matter, and when you tell your story, you domino affect somebody into their purpose, and that's what life is all about. Today, we'll be talking about singleness. I know. The struggle can be so real. The struggle can be so real, but it don't even have to be that real, y'all. And I'm going to tell y'all why. And yes, I know that Christmas has just passed and a lot of people have been seeing posts on Instagram. People were getting engaged and people were pregnant. People were getting married. People were booed up, cuddled up. But honey, that had you feeling some type of way. But you don't even have to feel no type of way, because honey, you being single might be the best thing for you in this moment, even though you don't think so. The first question I have for you are you ready? Yes, I'm gonna be on my phone to just help me stay on track, but are you ready, or are you just trying to get a photographer and a free meal? Let's think about this. And when I say that, I'm just saying, are you really ready, or are you being influenced by outside sources? A lot of people are jumping into relationships, are feeling, despising their single season because all of their friends have boyfriends or girlfriends or fiancés or, whatever. And then we have music like, I hate sleeping alone, I hate sleeping alone. But literally, you did not hate sleeping alone until you heard this song on the radio about 7 times in the same day, because you were just finding your twin size bed with your 2 pillows. Now, pull it together and keep on moving, because there are a lot of outside sources that make people feel like they cannot enjoy being single. But that is not the case. The other question I have to ask is, are you rushing? Are you rushing into a relationship that you are not truly ready for? Do you still have a lot of selfish tendencies? Are you having a distorted mindset about exactly what a relationship entails? Because in your singleness, you have a lot of time to get to know who you are. You have a lot of time to go and travel and do a lot of things. Not to say that you cannot travel the world with your significant other, but you have a lot of time to just get up and go. You have a lot of time to, cut your hair and go to, to South America and backpack through, I don't even want to say rainforest, but I already said it. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But you have those moments when you're single to just do whatever you want without any concern. And I'm not saying that that is a good trait. And there are a lot of good things in singleness where you can do that. That is very beneficial. You can just travel, to Kenya and just do mission work without any, concern of, okay, will my significant other be okay with this? How will this affect them? Do we have the money to do that? If I say this, how will it offend them? How I wear, how I dress, does that, send the message that, I love them, or that I care about my body, and different things like that. So are you rushing to be in a relationship? Because do you know that relationships require sacrifice? Are you ready to sacrifice? And though you are in a relationship, that does not mean anybody in a relationship is all the way together. It doesn't mean that every bad habit is broken, but there is an understanding that when the coming together of 2 people occurs, that somebody is going to have to lose that bad attitude. Somebody is going to have to take the back seat on the idea. Somebody is going to have to wait on something for the other person to get to something, or you're just doing it together simultaneously. And that is really beautiful. But are you rushing it? Are you rushing because some family members are in your ear telling you that it is time for you to be married? Where's your boyfriend? How long have you been in school? You know what I'm saying? Girl, what is this? Why? Girl, you still ain't got a man? Honey. You need to tell them, no, I don't got a man, but he's coming. No, I don't got a man, but I'm working on me. Honey, a lot of people are rushing it, and it's so detrimental to you. And another thing is, are you broken? You're single. You're desiring a relationship, and there is nothing wrong with desiring to be in a relationship. But the problem is that we don't appreciate the state where we are in. We are always looking forward to the next thing. Like, okay, yeah, I'm here, but okay, yeah. Okay, I just got $5,000, but okay, that ain't even nothing. Let me get this $5 million. There was nothing wrong with wanting $5 million, especially if you're gonna do good with it, especially if you're gonna give back. But it's the thing about not appreciating the state in which you are in. It's the state of getting a new house and never walking around the house and getting accustomed to who that what that house is, or speaking of you, who you are after a breakup. Who are you? Especially when you have been intimate with this person. Who have you become? What have you attached yourself to? You could have attached yourself to this person's depression. You could have attached yourself to this person's addiction, to their vanity, to their foul language, and you are so ready to get into a relationship, but you haven't even walked around that house to see what is new, what has changed, what has been broken down, and you are ready for somebody else to move into a place that is broken and shattered and all messed up, and you want them to fix it. You are with somebody who is broken. You are pouring so much into this person that they can't even give back into you because they are not whole. And when I say whole, they do not know who they are. They do not know who they are in God's eyes. They do not know what they want. All they know is that they want to appease their emotions. They want to appease their family. They want to just get out of this state so that they can have an Instagram caption, so they can have that. But I even want you singles to know that every relationship is not perfect. Just because people post pictures when they are doing good does not mean that they're always doing good. And just because they're doing good does not mean you know what it takes for them to get to the good. You have to understand that being single is a beautiful thing. The concept is that only God can fulfill you. He is the thing that a lot of people are missing. And even if you don't believe God, I'm just living proof, and this is a quick testimony. I was about almost 2 years, it felt like, that I was single. And I remember one day pulling up to Sunday school in my church, and I was just like, I'm just so over it, you know, like, I don't even think I said it out of my mouth, but I was just like, I'm just so tired of being single. And literally the spirit just dropped inside of me that you are not single. There is a relationship that is more important than just being cuddled up with somebody in a bed that you have no business being with. There is something more important than, you know, having somebody to post a picture with when you are still broken and you're still not being fulfilled. You don't know why you're relationship to relationship because you just do not want to be single, because your eyes are fixed on the wrong things. There is nothing wrong with desiring to be in a relationship. God even saw in the beginning of time, he told us that it is not good for man to be alone. There is nothing wrong with you having the desire. You can be content and still have the desire to be married, to still have a husband, to still have children. I had all of those desires, but I had to be content with my relationship with God. I had to be content in who I was and who he was making me to be, the downfalls that I had, the things he had to extract from me before I can get into the current relationship that I am in now. And no, by no means do I have it all together and has everything been resolved, but I am whole. And with or without a boyfriend, my identity is not attached to that person. My identity is attached to Christ. And a lot of times people are so lonely. You're not even lonely, you're just alone. You need to embrace your alone time, because you get to be comfortable with you. You get to know who you are. After that breakup, you are not the same person. Just like the house I described, that house is not the same house you moved into. When you repaint the walls and when you oversurface it with wallpaper, underneath is still a broken piece of person. You need to get yourself together before you're even in a relationship with the desire. But there is everything wrong when you put a relationship in a God role, that you desire a relationship more than you desire to be with God. When you desire a relationship more than you desire to better yourself, because like I said, a lot of times you are broken. A lot of times you are rushing it and you are moving too fast, and you attach your identity to the person that you're with, and when it doesn't work out, you become lost because you've never gotten to know who exactly that you are. And that's the beauty of it. You get to know who you are. And that's a piece of advice that I have for you that I want to leave with you at the end of this video, is that Date yourself. If you're single right now, date yourself. It might seem totally irrational. It might feel weird, but literally it's so beneficial. Go places by yourself. Go get ice cream by yourself. Go working out. Go read a book in your local park. For me, I did it at the Waterfront Park in Louisville, Kentucky. You know, just go read a book. Go get on the swings. Go to the movies. Go out to eat. Literally, at first it's going to feel so weird. It's going to feel so awkward. But the more you do it, the more you're understanding that I don't need somebody to make me have a good time. I don't need this or need that. A lot of times we put these type of rules on how we are to be satisfied. I need to be with somebody in order to enjoy a meal out. Who? No, you do not need nobody to enjoy no food. You do not need anybody to enjoy a workout. Of course, it's always good to have somebody there to talk to or talk with. Bring a friend with you. You know, but I feel like dating yourself is so beneficial when you're single, because it's a time to understand who you are. You know, you can, you know, pray, okay, God, what are some areas that I need to work on? You know, it's just really a time where you get to be comfortable with life. Even if I don't have anybody with me as a significant other, I am okay. You know what I'm saying? And plus, it's dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to worry about, you know, how you eating at the table because somebody's looking at you and different stuff like that. It's literally just your time. Another thing I just tell you guys to do is, like, if you're single, it's just to get around some people that are like really good friends who don't make you feel bad about being single. There's nothing wrong with joking, but get around some good people. Get into groups that talk about, you know, singleness and relationships and tell you the different ins and outs of relationships, that are really transparent. Support groups like Pinky Promise, local Bible studies, support groups in your home community, on your campus. Get involved in some of those, because those actually help as well. When you see, okay, she's in a relationship but it's still not that easy, and I might not be ready for that level of commitment right now, or I am ready, or I'm getting ready, so I'm going to learn something from her based on, you know, her experience. And everybody's experience is definitely different, but that's something that you can do while you're single. Another thing I tell you to do is don't settle. Don't settle because you feel alone, because God will bring somebody for you. That desire, he doesn't place that desire in your heart to say, ha ha ha, you don't got a man yet, ha ha ha, you don't have a woman yet. He doesn't do that. He will give you a person, but you have to continue to work with what you have. And a scripture I want to give y'all is Zechariah 4:10. Don't despise small beginnings, because the Lord rejoices to see a work begin. And I'm going to use this again. I just feel like it's really good to understand that a small beginning for you right now might be a lonely state. You might have just gotten out of a relationship. You might have been single for years and you feel like, okay, dating myself, like, that's stupid. But that's a small beginning. Or, you know, praying or having quiet time or expressing your feelings to others. Those all might be things that just don't even seem like you would do. But it's good to do it because God sees that and He honors that. And He will see your work and He will bless you in due season. And also in 1 Corinthians chapter 7, we see that Paul talks about when you're single, you have time for yourself. You don't have to worry about your significant other. You know what I'm saying? You have time to devote solely unto the Lord. The scripture says in 1 Corinthians 7:6, I say this as a concession, not as a command. So he's giving you advice, Paul is. Verse 7, but I wish everyone were single just as I am. Yet each person has a special gift from God, of one of a kind or another. And he's saying whether you're single or whether you're married, those are both gifts from God. And in that same chapter, in the 32nd verse, it says, I want you to be free from the concerns of this life. An unmarried man can spend his time doing the Lord's work and thinking of how to please Him. When you're in a relationship or when you're married, you think about your household and you think about your spouse and that marriage and that ministry there first. You know, you think about that first, then you think about the public works. But how awesome is it to have time to devote unto the Lord and just to be used solely by Him? That is so awesome. And in Songs of Solomon 8, it talks about not awakening love before it's time. And a lot of times we awaken love before it's time, before we're ready, and we end up in heartbreak that God has never meant for us to be in. And I want you guys to understand that being single is not a curse. Being single is not something that you should hate. Being single should not be something that you dread. It should be a process in which you embrace. And not to say that you being single and being content means that you are complacent, because contentment and complacency are two different things. But it is literally a place to embrace who you are, to grow in who you are, to continue to evolve and continue to be a better person, not only for yourself but to the person who is soon to come into your life. Thank you guys for tuning in with me, and I do ask that you subscribe to my channel as well as to my website at www.shantelsdb.com. I thank you guys for tuning in. If you become a subscriber, you are able to get updates on my latest blog posts and my latest videos, as well as other things that are going on. I will be doing videos on how I've kept my faith in college, sex, remaining pure, what purity is, and how to hear from God. So I just thank you, and peace and purpose to you all. See you guys on my next video. Bye.